Teach from Duke City Kicks here, coming at you guys with another video. Today what I have here is going to be a how-to video on how to sell shoes on eBay. I'm going to go step by step on each and every single thing you need to do if you're brand new to eBay and what I do to make sure that I can sell my shoes successfully. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alrighty guys, so first things first, open up an internet browser and you want to type in ebay.com. Alright guys, so once you get to the home page of eBay, you're going to be greeted with this page. Now first things you want to go ahead and do is you want to click the top left here and you want to make an account. I'm not going to make a new account because I already have an eBay account, so if you want to go ahead and do that, please do so. You want to make sure that you make an eBay account and a PayPal account because those are what you're going to be both using to sell stuff on eBay. If you're interested on doing so and don't know how to, I'm going to leave some instructions in the description box down below. Okay, so once you've made an account, what you want to go ahead and do is come to this page again, and you want to click this sell button on the top right of the browser. When you do this, you're going to be coming to the first step of your listing. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to type in what the shoe is that you're selling. Now in this case, we are selling some Air Jordan 11 Breads from 2019. So you don't have to get all in depth, but this is just a general thing that you want to go ahead and do. And so once you do it, you're going to be greeted with this page. Now the purpose of this is to pick a listing that is similar to yours so you don't have to spend all this time filling out each part of the listing. Now since we have 3 shoes here that are not anything close to it, I'm just going to go ahead and click this option up here that is create a new listing. So once you've done that, it's going to ask for a condition, and since we are selling a brand new pair of Air Jordan 11 Breads with the box, I'm going to select that option. Okay, so once you get to this page, this is where you actually put everything in for your listing. So in this case, we have multiple sections of your listing that are already filled out, but I would like to go through each of them in detail to make sure that you don't miss anything here. So the first thing we want to focus on is our title. Our title is basically what grabs the seller when they go looking for this type of shoe, and this is just a snippet of what your listing is, but it is the most important part because if you have any misleading information here, this can make or break you finding that potential buyer. So in this case, I want to make sure that this is a really good title here. So as you guys could see, I'm going to keep it kind of similar to what I searched it up as, but I'm going to make sure that it looks a lot more professional and has no grammatical errors. So in this case, I'm going to type in Air Jordan 11 Bread 2019 size 12. Now, as you can see at the bottom here, it says that this is a medium length, and you want to make sure that you include stuff like brand, color, size, specs, condition. Now, what I could really do here is I can also include that these are brand new. So I can do Air Jordan 11 Bread 2019 size of 12 brand new. Now, this is perfect. This has the brand, the colorway, the year it came out, the size, and the condition. This meets all these specs here at the bottom and is what I usually do when I sell on eBay. So once you have this title out of the way, you're going to go ahead and add a photo. Now, adding a photo is different for everybody because you could be either doing this through your computer or through the app on a mobile device. So I'm going to quickly switch over and to my camera and show you how I take my pictures. And then we'll upload them to this and show you how to organize it. Alright guys, so very quickly I'm going to show you guys how I take pictures for eBay. Now first things first, you want to make sure that you have the shoes and the box that the shoes came with. Now if you're doing it for used shoes and you don't have the original box, that's okay. I usually don't even take pictures of the box, but in this case, since we do have the shoes and the box, we're going to be doing both. I'm going to be doing this with my cell phone. Now I have an iPhone 8 and it doesn't really matter what kind of phone you have as long as you can get really good quality photos for whatever you have. The first picture we're going to be taking is going to be the side profile of the shoes. That's usually the first picture that I include. So the way I do it is I'll just line up the shoes on the box and I'll face it like this. So let's just say that I take the picture, which I'm going to with my phone, I'm going to take the picture like this. I'm going to do a front profile of the shoes. I'll do a side, so the both sides of the shoes, and I'm going to do a picture of the back. And then I like to do a shot of the soles themselves. And you can usually achieve this by putting the two shoes on each other like this. And then once I do that, then I'll take one of the shoes off. I'll take a picture of the inside of the shoe and then do the same for the other pair right here. Once you've done that, I usually just take a picture of the sticker on the box. In total, you should have about 8 to 10 pictures for your shoes. And I do recommend that you do not go anywhere less than that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go back to my computer and we're gonna continue doing the listing for these shoes. Alright guys, so now that I've taken the photos of the shoes, I went ahead and uploaded them to my computer. From here, I just went to the add from computer option and selected them to upload. Once I uploaded them and let them load, I then organized them in the order of the fashion that I talked about. I wanted to make sure to reiterate that whatever photo you make as your main photo, just make sure that is a good quality photo, as this is kind of the thumbnail that buyers see when they're going through listings. So once you've added all the photos and you're content with them, we're going to move on to the details and descriptions section of the listing. These are the most important part because you want to make sure that all your information here is 100% accurate with the shoes you're selling. In this case, we want to make sure that the condition is new with box, that the brand is Air Jordan, Jordan or Nike, and the color is black. It could be black or red, just whatever you prefer. After that, we want to make sure that these are also filled in as well. You want to make sure that it shows US shoe size 12. The model is Air Jordan 11s. The department is men's, and the upper material is patent leather. From here, I then move on to the description and reiterate the same thing, but make sure that I have other things listed as well. So here I keep the title, the same thing as the listing title. I showed the condition is new, that it comes with the original box and packing material, and that it is shipped with USPS priority mail, and it comes shipped to double boxed. Showing these things in the listing helps reassure to the buyer that you are taking the extra step to make sure that the shoes come to them in the condition that you're selling them at. So from here, we move on to the pricing section. Now the pricing section is important because you have two different options and you can use them interchangeably or you can use them together. So basically we have the auction offer, so we have the auction option or the buy it now option. I do the buy it now option, but to quickly explain the auction option, it's basically where you can set a price and allow the buyers to determine what your price is going to be, your end price is going to be. So for example, I can list the shoes at $220, which is retail. And from there, it's up to the bidders to choose whatever price that is. So they can bid it up to $350 or they can bid it up to $221. So you kind of take a gamble in that sense when you use the auction if you don't really know what to list it at, but you're willing to accept a certain price range. The buy it now option is really nice because you select one price and that price is what you're going to get. But what I usually do is I do the buy it now option along with allow offers. So in this case, the shoes retailed for $220. So my allow offers is going to be no lower than $220. From here, my price is going to be determined on what the market price is going. I like to compare all market prices to eBay, StockX, and GOAT, but the real price you're going to be competing with is going to be eBay. And that is in the case of the prices that are going on for this same shoe. So taking a look at Air Jordan 11 breads in a size 12 brand new, you're going to see that the price range is going to vary. So what I usually do is I go through all these listings looking at prices and I want to check out what the lowest price is. So from here, I'm going to go through and I notice through majority of these listings that the lowest price here is $280. So in that case, if I was to compare to StockX and GOAT, there's no price lower than that. And as you guys can see, they're a little bit higher, nothing crazy, but still $10 to $20 higher. And that is the same for the breads in a size 12 here on GOAT. So the biggest difference is people pay for a service as far as StockX and GOAT because they have the authentication services. But as a buyer on eBay, majority do their research on the shoes that they have in the listings. If you could figure out if a shoe's authentic, then you save the $15 to $20 or even more that you would paying for StockX or Go. With that being said, I'm going to list this at $280. That is just something that I would do because I want to compete with that lowest price, because if I have the offers selected, then I know that between $220 to $280 I might get an offer that is still satisfying enough for me to accept, and I will accept it. With that being said, so moving on to the last three sections of this listing, we want to be aware of these three options here for the shipping. The three options being buyer pays, charge a fixed amount, or offer free shipping where you pay for it. I always choose the buyer pays option because this is however much the buyer has to pay on top of the listing price to make sure that the item gets shipped to them. This is where you don't have to pay out of pocket at all. However, I will note that if you do not put the correct package weight and package dimensions, then when USPS goes to scan the item and they notice that the item weighs a pound more and is not the correct dimensions, they will charge you extra, or they will go back and charge your PayPal the X amount of dollars that they had to pay out of pocket to create a new shipping label with the correct information. So if you don't know your package details, then it only narrows it down to the few options, which is charge a fixed amount or offer free shipping. I recommend that you get a shipping box before the listing, put the shoes in, and then weigh them out and get the package dimensions so that you can choose the option of the buyer paying a certain amount. So here we have the international shipping service. I don't select this option ever because I don't want to have to worry about shipping overseas or getting scammed overseas. So I just completely leave that option off, as well as the local pickup. After this, you have this little option here, which is choosing the PayPal email address that you have. That is your preferred one. The handling time, which I prefer 2 days, so if anything comes up, that you have enough time to ship out within that time frame. The country, which is the United States for me, and then your zip code. Typically, if you fill in the zip code, that is just meant for the local listings, but you still have to fill it out either way for this to post. All right, so before I list these shoes, I just want to make note of one last thing. List it for free. A final value fee applies when your item sells. All right, guys, one final thing I'd like to go over is scammers. Now, I'm not going to go into too much depth about this, but I am going to give you a couple scenarios on what to look out for. Now, since you're going to be starting out with 0 rating, you are going to be a pretty big target for scammers because that's what they look for. So the biggest thing is always make sure you're communicating with your buyers. Now, scammers like to make brand new accounts and just jump into it and start trying to scam people. I've had people in the past who just started out on eBay and have 0 ratings, and they purchase my listing and everything works out fine. So what I recommend is I always message the buyers no matter what rating they have, and try to make sure that everything is okay, that they're going to be satisfied with the product, and if they have any questions, that you're open to it. The next scenario I'm going to mention is people offering more than what you're asking for. Now, in the past, I've had listings where they're at $250 and someone's offered me $100 more, so they're willing to pay me $350. And although that sounds great and all, that's 100% a scam. I've never known anybody to offer more than what you're asking for if they're a legit person. So always stay away from people that, one, try to offer you more, or two, try to offer you more and will want to do business outside of eBay. The moment you do business outside of eBay, they have no way of helping you in the event that you do get scammed. So I always recommend that you message your buyers, always make sure that your price is within what you're asking, and if you have any suspicion of somebody trying to scam you, automatically contact eBay. In the past, I've had people where the transaction seems to go good, I ship them the shoes, and then they claim that I never shipped the shoes, or I sent them the wrong product. So I always call eBay and talk to them to let them know what's happened. I usually like to take pictures of my shoes in the box, in the shipping box, with the label on to show that I actually shipped them. Now, it's a little extreme, but I always take the extra step in making sure that if anything was to happen, then I am at least accountable on my half of the transaction. With that being said, guys, that is the end of the video. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in and watching my tutorial on how to sell on eBay. This is not a professional guide, however, this is just how I've been able to do it for the past 5 years and sold nearly 75 pairs of shoes. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content coming in 2020. This is Teach signing out, guys. Peace!